Yo, what's going on, people? This is your boy, comedian Alfred Kainga. Welcome to the Only Touch Greatness podcast with my main man, Ryan, the greatest white boy in Vancouver.
The mayor of C-Town, Ryan Hayes, and his big name guest.
Only Touch Greatness podcast, Vancouver's best show with Ryan Hayes.
Often imitated but never duplicated, I Only Touch Greatness podcast with Ryan Hayes.
Looking for the most beers on tap?
Great steaks, great staff. Head over to the John B.
The John B. Pub, the best bar in town. Say Hayes sent you.
Ladies and gentlemen, listen, let me tell you something. When you watch me when I do my shows, I want you to be comfortable with me, so I'm comfortable with y'all. So with that being said, I don't want you to freak out when I tell you this. I am from Africa, Ebola free. Yeah, so ma'am, if a little spit flies out and hits you on the forehead, you ain't gotta rush out of here talking about, oh my gosh, and go to Texas Presbyterian. They won't be able to do nothing for you, you know? I'm good. But listen, I'm glad to tell you Ebola came and went, because when Ebola first hit America, that there damn near messed up my life. Ebola nearly ruined my marriage. I'm gonna tell you why. I've been with my wife for 7 years. We've been married for 5. My wife's from here. Got me a sister from the 3rd Ward. Now she's classy, but she a little ghetto. Cause that's how I like them, 50-50. You gotta balance it out, But when that little Ebola hit, I'm telling you, this woman turned her back on me. Came into the house one evening doing that ghetto mess, Well, I got some ghetto folks in here. You know what the hell I'm talking about. I don't think we should be sleeping together right now, cause the Africans got Ebola and I just don't want to catch nothing, boo-boo. That's my own wife, you hear? I looked at her and I said, let me tell you something, you sneaky bitch. If we catch Ebola in this house, I'm whooping your ass. Cause evidently you got another African you've been messing around with every day minute. I got that squared off, you hear? So you gonna give me some tonight. Boo-boo. Tell you, man, these new school rappers have lost touch with reality. The stuff they talk about, we can't relate to. Talking about who got it. Man, that's $1 million car. And you just so happen to wake up in one. Here I am listening to your music while I'm driving a 99 Kia Spectrum. Telling me you want me to buy your other album. Guess what? I got the internet now. I'm gonna download your shit for free.
Motherfucker called me last week talking about, hey man, you gonna come help me move this weekend from my apartment? I said, nigga, no. I'm a grown ass man. What the fuck I look like spending my whole weekend going up and down 3 flights of stairs? At 42 years old, that shit will take you 6 weeks to fucking recover. I have a hard time walking to my mailbox at night. You think I'm gonna spend my whole fucking Saturday carrying your heavy ass shit? And then you ever notice broke motherfuckers got the heaviest furniture on the earth? And they be bragging about it too, like, yeah, nigga, this is oak. I'm like, motherfucker, you don't need oak. You need IKEA. You live in the fucking apartment. This is some bullshit.
Scan the code and follow. Often imitated but never duplicated, I Only Touch Greatness podcast with Ryan Hayes.
Tuning into I Only Touch Greatness podcast, Vancouver's best show with Ryan Hayes.
Born in Zimbabwe, what was childhood like for you growing up? And was it hard to learn English?
That's a very interesting question. So Zimbabwe is a British colony. So we were colonized by the British. They came out there and, they built these big schools and they were like, who wants to learn English? And I wasn't doing shit. So I said, fuck it, I'll go. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
because
no,
it is English as well, actually.
it's English, so English is the official language. They colonized us back in the 1800s, right? So they'd been around for a long time, up until 1980, when we got our independence. So yeah, so growing up, speaking English wasn't anything major. This is something that we learned in school. But life was awesome, man. Life in Zimbabwe is very different from here, in the sense that you got three spectrums, very similar but different. You got three spectrums growing up in Africa. Zimbabwe, you got your rural upbringing, you got your city life, and then your city life is split into two. You either across on the rich side, or you on the other side of the poverty datum line, where it's like in the hood. So I was very fortunate that I was able to experience all three facets of life in my country. My grandparents have got their own little homestead in the rural. So I used to get thrown out there during the holidays, and it's like there's no electricity. You taking care of the cattle, the animals, and then back in the city, you had it all. You got your transportation system, your electricity, you got your schools. So it was pretty dope growing up like that.
When did you know you had developed the comedic side of yourself? And were you always a class clown as well?
Sort of. I was more like, the family and school clown, because class clown is just like you in class and you making everybody laugh. I was beyond that, man. Like, I was making people laugh at home and the whole school. But I really developed my comedic prowess in high school, where I really just got into the zone, and I was like, hey man, I can really do this. I can really make people laugh. But it wasn't like anything that I thought of like, okay, I'm going to make a career out of this at that point.
When did you first think you were going to make it a career?
When I first moved to America. So I came out here in 2001. I came to college, and the comedic nature followed me, right? So I'm still making my friends here laugh, and my coworkers. And one day, one of my coworkers was like, "Dude, man, I think you should get on stage and just try to do some open mic." And that's all I needed to hear, because I'd been thinking about it, but I didn't know where to start. So we found a comedy club right here in Dallas, and man, they called me, and I went out there and I did my little 3 minutes, and that's how I started.